minerality and salinity to it.
Exactly.
I'm a huge fan right now. Okay, so passion for Pinot. Clearly, anybody on here, anybody has a passion for Pinot as well. Hey, Dan, Craig is saying that YouTube's not working. Dan will get right on that. Even though Dan's in Hawaii, he's still working. So passion for Pinot, what is it? How did it get started? Tell me a little bit about what this is.
It got started because we had several wineries. Lynn and I, my wife and I, have been producing wine and food festivals for almost 10 years now. And we had several wineries ask if we would ever consider doing just a Pinot Noir event. And I said, good God, that's my favorite varietal. Let me think about it. Yes, I'll do it. So we started in 2020, and we held it at the Ritz-Carlton in Rancho Mirage out by Palm Springs. Yep, you were. And very, very busy, I might add. You guys were swamped with our attendees. So for those folks online that don't know where Rancho Mirage is, it's in by Palm Springs. We sold out our very first year, and we realized right then and there we had outgrown the Ritz-Carlton ballroom. So we're moving over to the JW Marriott in Palm Desert. We're excited. They're a great group of people. Same owner, by the way, as the Ritz-Carlton. So worked out just fine.
Is that good?
And so, we had our first event, and that was in January 18th of 2020. And in March, the world shut down with the pandemic. So we were very, very fortunate, very lucky to get our first event in. And so now that things have become somewhat normal, we said we're going to do it again. And you were one of the very first people I reached out to say, hey, Kristen, we're doing it again. And within minutes of me sending my email, you got back and said, David, we are in. We can't wait to do it again. So it's
see, there's my echo.
I heard a little bit, yeah.
You heard a little bit, okay. Ben and Yolanda Papa Pietro, our winemaker, are joining us this year because we had so much fun being there. We love Pinot Noir specific events too, because we find Pinot aficionados, people who love Pinot. Those are our favorite people. Clearly, some of you guys are on today. You're some of our favorite people. And we want to be somewhere that Pinot lovers go and congregate. Those are our people. You're our people. So
exactly.
We're thrilled.
Oh, we are too. And, we started it because we love the fact that thus the name Passion #4 Pinot. I don't think there's a group of wine lovers that are more passionate about a particular varietal than Pinot lovers, and myself included. So, for us to throw a party, if you will, it's a wine marketing event, but the attendees, you all know it's a great gathering, and you're surrounded by other Pinot aficionados, people that just love Pinot Noir, and you don't have to be a sommelier. You don't have to know everything about wine. It's everything from beginner to sommelier and in between. It's just a fun, relaxed event. We do things differently. We limit the number of attendees, and some people think we're crazy for that, but we want a nice, intimate experience for everyone, for our winemakers and for our attendees. We don't want long lines, and we have put together 63 of the most incredible California Pinot Noir producers there are, and they're going to be at this event.
So this is invitational only.
This is an invitational only.
So invitation only, because there are a lot more than 63 Pinot Noir producers. And so you go out there and you find the Pinot Noir producers you love, mostly California. I think there's one Oregon you said.
One Oregon and the rest from California, because I'm native Californian and I'm partial to California Pinot. So there you go.
Well, Ben always says he makes Pinot Noir, or maybe I said this for him, but he's going to make the wine he likes to drink, because if nobody else drinks it, he's going to drink it. He's not worried about it. So I guess if you're going to put together an event, you may as well invite all your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Invite all your friends, invite the places you like. And when events like this are invitational only, then you get the cream, you get the top of the crop. You get the really good producers who that is their specialty. That's what they want. You wouldn't invite a beer producer who also makes a little Pinot on the side. That's not the market we're going.
Exactly. And how Lynn and I have been producing wine and food festivals for almost 10 years. And we have many great friends that are winery owners, winemakers. And when we announced, when the word got out that we're producing a Pinot only event, oh my gosh, that was a tough tap dance, let me tell you, because all of our other winery partners for the wine and food festivals, hey, I make a Pinot. And I said, yeah, I know, but I'm looking for just Pinot producing houses, the ones that specialize in Pinot. Yeah, you may have a Chardonnay because it's a cool climate as well. I said, I don't mean to offend you, but that's what I'm going for. So we started from scratch. We didn't use one of our partner wineries from our past events.
Your previous life.
We were starting all over from scratch, and wow, it turned out fantastic. And in fact, it's a small industry. And before I knew it, I had wineries calling me left and right that I hadn't even heard of. I had heard of, but I didn't know who to contact, saying, Dave, I got to be a part of this. Do you have room for me? And we limit the number of attendees. We limit the number of wineries too, because you can't possibly hit 63 wineries in one afternoon. You just can't.
Well, that was my joke earlier. Was I like when wineries come to me? I don't know why my computer is doing this. I like when wineries come to me. I love tastings. But you and I were talking about this earlier. I don't know who out there, Ron, Yolanda, Craig, all of you guys out there, if you've been to these large tastings like this and these festivals and these events, because a lot of times they turn into drunk fests.
Correct.
And as a producer, as a winery, we don't like going there. We don't like when they come up with their clasps around their glasses and just put them all in the same glass. We don't care. We just want quantity over quality. And we, Papa Pietro Perry, we don't go to things like that typically at all, because it does us no good. We want people who appreciate and want to taste our wines, and it gives us a chance to come to you, gives us a chance to go out there on the road, because we do have a lot of people in that Palm Springs, that Southern California, that area, that aren't necessarily coming up here, but that's an easy jaunt over. So it's January 7th and 8th, by the way.
There you go.
Next year. So January 7th or 8th, I'm going to show real quick. You can go directly to their website, which is Passion for Pinot, or just Google it, because that's what I do. Passion for Pinot. We also have it on our website as well. If you use the code PAPA, you get $10 off your ticket. Can't fail with that one. We'll be there pouring wine. I'm so excited to be getting out again in the world.
Oh, you and me both, and I think the attendees are as well. We're way ahead of last year as far as ticket sales go, and we're still 2 months away. This event is going to sell out, and it's going to sell out way prior to the event. So for those friends of yours that are watching, that are from LA, Orange County, Riverside, San Diego, what better place to spend a weekend than Palm Springs, Palm Desert? And we're at the JW Marriott, for goodness sakes. What a place to spend a weekend. And you get to taste not only Papa Pietro, but 62 other amazing wineries these are the top tier Pinot producers in California. That's the way it is. And that's what we want. Again, invitation only. And
there's an airport in Palm Springs.
Yeah, it's an international airport. So if you have people across the country, our first event in 2020, our data showed us we had attendees from 15 different states. And these aren't the snowbirds that come to the desert. These are actually attendees that flew in for the event, spent 2, 4, 7 days in the Coachella Valley, enjoying this unbelievable weather we have in the wintertime. And I'm over the moon excited. I can't wait for it to happen. The only drawback for me is I don't get to taste on the 8th because I'm working. But all of you that show up, oh my goodness, are you in for a treat?
This echo's coming. I am working, but I will also be tasting.
Good.
just because I like to check it around. And I will say, I just emailed you these details, and these hot off the press. These details are on our website now. But we have actually paired up with Gardner Hospitality Group, and there is a restaurant in Palm Springs or Palm Desert or Rancho Mirage. I don't know all the differences. I just drive around and follow my maps on my phone. But Bernie's restaurant is closed, and they are opening up a new concept called Willie's Modern Fare. And it is going to be their grand opening week. We love them. They love us. So we're going to do a cocktail reception, but with wine, because that's better. So I guess Pinot reception for about an hour and a half on Friday night before the tasting. Appetizers, Papa Pietro Perry wines. Join us. It should be a little fun time. I figure we're there anyway. May as well say hi to everybody.
Absolutely. It's a brilliant idea. Do your thing on Friday, and then on Saturday, come to our event, and now you get to taste everybody. But that's a wonderful, wonderful restaurant group too. I mean, they own 849 in Palm Springs, which is one of our absolute favorites.
And Rory.
What's that?
Rory Fusion is another restaurant they own in Palm Springs. We went there last year. And I know we do already have some members coming to join us. So I say everybody should pop on out and join us. What else are you doing in January?
What the heck? Let's bring in the new year.
Ron is saying, and I agree, I choose where I sample wine carefully, but I always stop at Papa Pietro Perry when I travel from New Jersey to California. Yes, Yolanda, I know you do that as well. Obviously, Matt, you do it as well. Because you do have your fan favorites, and you have the places you like. I'm not sure what wines we're bringing yet. I haven't figured that part out yet. But we'll figure, Pinot Noir, that's easy. We make 10 of them.
There you go.
So Pinot's your favorite. And when did so you've been doing this 10 years. Before.
Events, 10 years. This is our second for Pinot only. And the plan is we're going to expand. I mean, ever since the movie Sideways came out, Pinot just took off, but it hasn't gone down at all. It just keeps going in popularity. And people, I think, appreciate how beautifully it pairs with food. As I mentioned earlier, I love to cook. That's how Lynn and I met in college. She was living on hot dogs and Campbell's soup, and I was cooking for my roommates. And we met, and she said, "Oh, this guy cooks. Hey, great." So we're going to take this on the road. Our next event will be in Orange County, where we're looking at a couple of hotels right now in the Newport Beach area. We're looking at Texas. We're looking at Chicago area, as well as a couple of other smaller markets that I think could really work out well. So there's just a lot of Pinot lovers out there, and I think it's going to be good.
There are.
It's fun.
This echo is killing me. There are a lot of Pinot lovers out there. It is great to go out in the market and let people come to you. And I know when we go out, we try to. Texans love Pinot. Texans love wine. We try to pair a dinner, pair a cocktail, something, do the Pinot tasting because we're in town. Why not capitalize on everything and have fun and spread the love everywhere? And I can't imagine there isn't a market that wouldn't embrace this.
Oh, I'm confident it's going to just explode.
I think you should do one in Tahiti. Trying to think
there you go.
Tahiti would be great. Maybe St. Bart's would be nice. I will go to Texas. Oh, New Jersey. Yeah, so you got to do the Northeast. Northeast can be tough, but you should try Northeast. I know there's a ton of fans.
Oh, yeah.
Out there. But which state do you do? I know Ron's in New Jersey. That's what he's commenting on. Ron can cook. By the way, my girlfriend swears men that can cook and dance are the way to go. So cook, dance, and drink Pinot. I'm going to throw that one in there.
I've got 2 out of the 3.
You have 2. You don't dance? Never mind. Don't stop. Please stop. That's funny. Okay, so your production company is called Fraschetti, and I got to ask, where does Fraschetti come from?
The word fresh, the word Eddie, Productions. Hey, that's a great question because our kids ask me the same things. Like,
I think I just figured it out, but go for it.
Say it fast.
Is it your last name?
Fraschetti. There you go. And I explained that to my kids, and they said, "Oh, for God's sake, Dad, you're crazy." I said, "Hey, it works. You know what? You know."
I am going to come up with a better story for you. But that's funny because right before we got on, I said, tell me how you say your last name just so I can be clear. And you didn't tell me the reason Fraschetti came because you said you can't say your name with an Italian accent or what happens?
Oh, geez. If I go to an Italian restaurant and I say, I pronounce Fraschetti the Italian, the true way, Fraschetti. And if I do that to a maitre d' or someone there that is true Italian, I'm in trouble because immediately they get into the, and I have no clue what they're saying. So I just go with the Americanized version of Fraschetti. No N, Fraschetti, Fraschetti.
Well,
So,
now I can think easily.
Makes sense, huh?
Fraschetti. Okay, so new wine festivals, I got that one. Other than
Oh, you froze on me.
Did I freeze? My back? Am I still frozen? Maybe I'm frozen.
I lost you for a couple seconds.
But am I back?
Yeah, you're back now.
I'm back stronger than ever. I will let you know. Okay, so let's see. Other than canceling doing COVID, I know you have a horror story. You said you didn't have a horror story, but I know you must have one. People get drunk at some of these old festivals where they had everything. People just become fools.
Well, you know, I really don't. And I'll tell you why. When we started doing festivals, and this is how we got into it. Lynn and I have always enjoyed going to wine and food festivals, but we saw a trend developing about 10, 12 years ago where what the wineries call drunk fests, they had evolved into drunk fests. And it was easy to understand why. When you have a 4-hour event such as ours, and imagine this, Kristen, you come to my house for dinner and I greet you at the door with a shot of tequila. Oh, finish that. Here's a shot of whiskey. Oh, let me give you some craft beer. Oh, and then at the end, we'll give you some wine. I don't know about you. If they did that to me, I'd be under the table. Unfortunately, most of these events have turned into drunk fests. Number one, to taste the true nuances of this amazing Pinot Noir, one shot of hard spirits destroys my palate. I'm not going to taste the nuances. I know it's wine. I can close my eyes. I can't tell you if it's red or white at that point because my palate has been destroyed. So we took a different tact. We have a different philosophy, and that is, if this is a wine event, then we're going to have just wine. We get phone calls and emails every year. What beers do you have? We don't. Well, I'm not coming. That's just fine. What spirits do you have? We don't. Well, I'm not coming. That's just fine. These are events for true wine lovers. Again, novice to expert, everything in between. We take the snobbery out of it. We want you to have a great experience, a great time. And by doing so, our wineries absolutely fell in love with our concept. And they said, why don't other events do this? And I said, it's all about selling tickets. They want to put butts in the seats no matter what. We don't have golf tournaments. We don't have celebrity chefs. And you're talking to a guy that loves to cook. And I'll explain why, because people go, well, wine and food go together. I said, yeah, they do. But I don't think celebrity chefs do. And this is why. If I have one celebrity chef at our event and attendee Mary spends 40 minutes watching a celebrity chef, that's 40 minutes they weren't in front of Papa Pietro. Harry. My stars at our events are our wineries. And my God, we've got some great stars. So that's how we do things different. Yes, there'll be bites of food, no doubt about it. But it's not a wine and food fest. This is a Pinot fest, first and foremost.
Your food last time paired very well with the wine.
Yeah.
It was definitely selected to pair well and complement the Pinots. Dan in the back office was there with me in 2020 when we did this. We poured and we walked away saying it was one of the best we'd been to because it was all Pinot focused. It was our fans, great clientele, beautiful location. And we really felt as though people heard us and tasted our wine and enjoyed it. And for us to be able to go out on the road, per se, and really share our story and our wines with people that had not had our wine, but they're in that area, was phenomenal. So we thought it was one of the best. And when you emailed me, I didn't even check. I was like, of course we will absolutely do this. We'll be there. And we've got a bunch of people already coming. We are thrilled to say hi to everybody, thrilled to just be traveling, be a little bit back to normal, be out there as well. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm super excited. In January in Palm Springs, how can you go wrong?
Exactly. It's so funny. And thank you for those kind words. I'll tell you, that is the greatest compliment I can have, is when one of our partner wineries says to me, because I will never get used to the fact that we're a small event. Okay. And when wineries say what you just said, and so many do, they say, David, we love your event. We can't wait to come back. We know we're doing something right. And the second part of our philosophy is this: bigger is not better when it comes to wine festivals. We like it more intimate. We're not trying to be everything to everyone. We're just trying to be the best darn Pinot event there is. And we'll never have 200 wineries. It doesn't help you, the winery, because now there's too many to pick from. Again, 63, my God, you can't get through 63.
Craig just asked a great question. He said, how do you keep people moving? There are so many times folks will get a glass and just stand there, keeping others from getting their glass of wine. Craig, I agree with you. And I'm going to answer first, and I'm going to see what you say, David.
Please.
I agree. And I love when you are standing there in front of the table and you're asking questions and you're talking. But when you do it too much, myself as the pouring host, I will kind of get you moved over to the side and continue to talk to you. I can multitask, so I can also see your glass, two people back, and their glass. And I try to remember all of these, make sure everybody gets their glass. And then I'll try to grab you guys in as a group to ask questions, because you're right. That drives me nuts when one person monopolizes. Because me as an attendee, I will move to the side. Matt, that is not you. If you realize we moved you to the side. Now Matt's part of our family, though. We met him at a tasting. But I think it is the pourer's responsibility to multitask and recognize and move you so you can get other people, because I'll move on. I'll go to the next table and be frustrated. And now I've got a bad taste in my mouth from that winery that didn't catch on. I want to taste their wine. That's my story.
I agree. And I'm speaking now coming from an attendee, because we've all experienced that, where, that guy or gal camps out in the middle of the table and they're not budging. But I'm kind of bold. I'll just say, excuse me, do you mind if I get in here? And lots of times they're so locked into the conversation with you, Kristen, that, they just want to learn and find out more, that they become oblivious to their surroundings. And if you just kind of tap them on the shoulder, oh my gosh, 9 times out of 10, they'll say, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, move on in. Because they're so excited to talk to you. I mean, that's why they're there, to fall in love with new wines and discover new AVAs and new different Pinots they haven't tried before.
And one thing that we love, I hate this echo, as a pourer, Craig, if you're there in front of the table and we're talking and you say, have you tried yada yada winery? I haven't. Do you want me to get you a little? Absolutely. Maybe you shouldn't do this in COVID, but I'm a big proponent of, I like to try other people's wines too, because to me, Ben's wine, Papa Pietro Perri, is my Pinot bar. This is where I judge everything off of this basis of what we do. And I don't find many better. I absolutely love our wines and what we do, every one of them, how they showcase. But I'm always intrigued to try other ones. I love hearing what other people like. I love seeing what else is out there, because it's not going to do me any good just to drink our wine. I want to see what else is out there. And it's fun. And I'm stuck behind the table. So anybody else pouring, I like to hear what you think and what's good. Because Pinot is so different. It's so versatile. It has so many different nuances to them. I'm infatuated with it.
You know what? This is just my take on it. I swear to God, we could take 5 tons of grapes, give 5 winemakers a ton each from the same vineyard, right? And you're going to get 5 so different, distinct Pinot Noirs.
Yes.
It's amazing. And yet they're the same. They came out of the same truck and everything else. They were grown identical. And then the finished product, though, becomes so different. And that's what's so nice, especially, you have set the bar right here with your wines. And now it's like, let's see what they did. And everyone's got a different style. And, it's just a fun experience.
Now, everyone does have a different style, and that's part of the fun of it, because I like what you just said. You can give 5 different winemakers the same grapes.
Yeah.
Where some of the other varietals, they're blends, right? Cabernet, you can blend in, I was going to say Pinot, but no, yeah, you could, but you blend in, Petit Verdot, Malbec, Cab Franc, Merlot, you blend in other varietals. And so you can manipulate it that way, for lack of better words. You can change your coopers. You can do different things that do really give you a signature stamp on your wine. Pinot is Pinot. And you do what you can do, and it's super fun. Ron, I agree. Sonoma wineries are special because there's a great level of mutual support and respect. That is one of the best things, in my opinion, about the wine industry, is we really do work together. We want to try other wines, check other things out, support each other, which is fast. It's no other business tells you to go ahead and try the competition. And by the way, bring some back over here. Let's do it together. Nobody else does that. I think it's awesome. So we hope everybody's going to join us at the Passion for Pinot event, January 8th. So it's at 1:30 in the afternoon till about 5:30. I think there's a VIP to come in a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Early entry ticket gets you in at 1:30. General admission gets you in at 2:30. And that's basically the only difference. You get it in 1 hour early. But people ask, which one should I attend? And not because the early entry is more expensive. It's just, whenever I go to an event, I go to early entry, because let's face it,
not as many people.
Wineries, what's that?
Not as many people either.
Not as many people. And let's face it, the wineries don't bring enough for 1,000 people. So if there's a particular winery that you want to hit, Papa Pietro Perri, then you got to get there early, because they don't bring it enough for 1,000 people. My God, how many cases would that be? So
the other thing I loved about your tasting, and I'm just remembering this now, one of my favorite things is your glass. You did it right. Everyone gets a Pinot glass. How many times you go to tastings and you just get the generic banquet style glass?
We're doing it right.
Drives me bananas, because I do believe the glass makes a difference. I have gone wine tasting on my own out in the valley and brought my own glass because it makes a difference. Yeah. But your glass, you give a true Pinot Noir glass, and I just remembered that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I just think it's essential, and we could go with a little 4-ounce glass, but come on, what are you going to do with this? It's so funny. We had a couple email us that got engaged at our last event, or not during the event, but right after. Maybe it was the Pinot, I don't know. And that was their special engagement. Well, one of them broke, and he reached out to me. He says, "Is there any way I could get one?" Well, I have extra cases. I said, "Where do you live?" And he happened to live in Orange County. I said, I'm headed to Orange County in a week. How about if I meet you? And I had a little gift bag. I put 2 of them in there. I said, "Thanks so much." And he was so touched. I said, "Hey, this is a special commemorative moment." I said, "You got to do that." So the glasses are nice, and it's a nice touch. So we want to do it.
We're big proponents of the Riedel seminars. We absolutely love Riedel and love the Riedel seminars and love the fact the glass makes a difference. Huge believer. So yeah, I did want to bring that up. You are one of the few winery events I have gone to that the wine starts off showcased very nice in the glass. Okay, so come visit us. Come visit us at the winery. Clearly, we're open. But also, we would love to see you in Palm Springs, January 7th and 8th. So 7th, we're doing a little Pinot reception, happy hour style at Willie's over there in Rancho Mirage. And then, of course, we'll be there all day, 1:30 to 5:30, probably 12:30 to 6, drinking Pinot with everybody that wants to come to the event. Use code PAPA take $10 off your ticket price. I was trying to think of a special word that I would tell you guys, whoever listened to this, to come see me and I'd pour something special, but I can't think right now. So everyone's lucky on that one.
It'll come to you.
I can't do it. We did unboxing and uncorking last night. So if you're a wine club member, Ben, myself, and our assistant winemaker Dave, we're on a Zoom with wine club members going over all of the current wine club selections. We're doing it again on Tuesday, which is great. Virtual bingos coming up. We do all kinds of stuff. We're going to be in San Diego next weekend. Oh my God, that's next weekend. Paella and Pinot. We have another virtual event. You get the paella pan, all the dry ingredients. Chef Gerard is going to meet us on Zoom to cook paella. We have a Chardonnay and lobster dinner coming up. It's Valentine's Day weekend. You can't go wrong. That's where you dump all the food on the table. You eat with your hands. Hands, no silverware. And then we're cruising again. We're actually doing a couple of vacations. We are cruising in 2023, Istanbul to Rome. We have about 4 cabins left. And then we're doing a staycation April 2022, we are going to be in Bodega Bay Lodge. Only 25 rooms available. Join us to do wine and food. The world is opening up. We are beyond thrilled to be able to feel safe, get out there, be good. What are you doing is it vaccination cards or negative COVID tests required for this event?
Yes. Riverside County is very strict about that, and safety is our number one concern for our winery attendees, as well as our attendees that have purchased tickets, and our volunteers. So you have to have a negative test or you have to be vaccinated. So perfect. That's the way it is.
No, perfect. We just had a wine club party and it was the same thing, and it is amazing. You just feel a little safer gathering together. Super fun. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Super thrilled. So yes, you got to go wait for me to cheer me.
Thank you so much for having me. Give my best to Yolanda and the crew, and we'll be talking real soon.
I will do. Thank you. All right, everybody. See you. What is this? Next week, Chef Jim Mays on Perfectly Paired on Wednesday. I think he's starting Thanksgiving cooking, so definitely tune in. All right, cheers.
Cheers.